From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the New York Giants. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, we know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it easily move into the top 5.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So opening drive 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, and the ball should be there. And then they can do some work afterwards.
That's out to the flat for Swift. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Giants at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself at an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot, find a way to win some games, and keep moving forward.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. They will run straight ahead with Swift, and he'll go down at the 28. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger. 380. Hey, easy. We'll go orange.
Here's Herbert. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That puts him in excellent position. 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Here's Swift. Showed off off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And he tucks it into the end zone for a Giant TD. Justin Herbert, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Giants get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Santos set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Looking to put a drive together. We'll start the drive here with Pacheco. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Giant defense. Well, they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Oh, and that was a big-time hit right there. And receivers understand when they run into the danger zone, that's the expectation. Really good job of catching the football, holding on, despite the discouraging type of a hit.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
King, Bill King, Bill King. No touch, no touch.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Demario Davis there on the stop.
And that's the thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. Get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Hurts. That is caught at the 7. And he's in for a Giant a 20-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are an extra point away from drawing level. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Go. Set.
Herbert now. Hyatt able to make the catch downfield. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 34 yards to gain that time. Another first down.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Quick slant to Shakir. And the Giants are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Swift is into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up first and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And this will get him all the way inside the Giants' 10. A big play there for L.A. 71 yards.
And this is how you answer a touchdown the other end. You come out throwing to start your own drive. And not just throwing, but pushing it down the field. And they come up with a big play as they try to answer back with a score of their own.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Hurts. Touchdown, Chargers. Terry McLaurin from 8 yards out. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they have no answer for that right there.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you...
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Malik Neighbors, 72 yards. And the Giants are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Santos with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter. And the ball is knocked out. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead. And it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He'll drop this off to Pacheco. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
That's another Chargers 1st down. 1st and goal, Chargers.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Giants are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
Hey, Ram.
Now Herbert going to shift his guys around.
Let's go. Hey, 59. Baylor tight. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Set. Go. Hey, Ray. Set.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Now he'll tuck this and run. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. An empty backfield now on 3rd and inches.
Set.
Herbert. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Santos set to kick off.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And while he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
180.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Trimmer.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Great, set.
They'll look to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Back to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
Pacheco. Touchdown, Chargers. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 21. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this 2nd half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty, because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Yeah, good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
380. Good.
Out of the gun, and Herbert. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Hey, Ram, 380. Set.
Now it's Herbert. Caught along the left side by Hyatt. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Swift going to try up the middle. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Lion.
Here's Herbert. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Khalil Shakir, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Giants have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
Chargers 21.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and they're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, exactly right, partner. That little bounce in your step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And McLaurin, the motion man right. Here's Hurts to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Hurts. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A new lease on life after the fourth down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. And McLaurin, the motion man right. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Jalen Hurts sacked. A loss of 4 yards. It's 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're so long way away from kneel down times. They've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over. Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Here's Herbert. And he fires one, but incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Lion. Let's go. Hey. 12. 5-9.
They snap it to Herbert. He'll try to do it himself. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. From the gun, here's Swift. I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
Go.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
5
points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Set. Set.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
Set. Ready.
Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
80. 21. Go. Hey, go, go, go. Let's go. Set.
Herbert. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. This is 1st and 10. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him the completion.
He'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Pass complete to Higgins. And they will get the conversion on 4th down to stay alive, but time not an ally.
It's a gain of 21 yards. And the Chargers first down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty, and with that, the ball game is over. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Giants, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.